Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Sunday service. Edna Sensei here. I'll be conducting the service. Please join me in prayer. Dear Hallelujah. Mediation prayer, page 2. Let us seek the secret mediation of Wahiawa Konko Daishin, sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation of you with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Daishin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daishin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daishin Sama, Ikigami Konko Daishin Sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine Lord. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven, the riches of earth, time flow without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth is a life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is a truth that orders all. For this wondrous forms, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi Kani no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity. All those who live between heaven and earth should revere Kami as a divine parent. To live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many not knowing the way are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes, raising constant sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast to faith and sincerity. Received Kami's great blessing, and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he knew not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffer, and he knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the secret Tenchi, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Wahiawa Konko Daijin. By his wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living in the way of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain, and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost, and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us, we are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke. Wahiawa Konko Daijin Tenchi Kani no Kami Shinji Negai Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari Kongetsu konnichi de kanome. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kani no Kami Shini Negai, Okage wa ora kokoro ni ari, kongetsu konnichi de tanomeni. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Dear Kiyami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kani no Kami-sama, we have gathered here at the Konko Mission of Wahiawa for this Sunday service in honor and appreciation of their divine workings of the universe. The regular blessings we receive on a daily basis are the greatest blessings we can ask for. Your divine energy exists in all aspects of our lives. You live in us humans, in plants, animals, in fishes, in birds, in every creature. Your divine energy existed since the beginning of time. It can never be created nor destroyed. We are surrounded by your workings that continue to provide for us, so we would like to take this very brief moment of our day to say thank you. It has been 83 years since the founding of this church by our late Reverend Haruko Takahashi. Please guide us in your pursuit to continue spreading the teachings of the founder Konko Daijin. She has sincerely dedicated her life to serving people in Kami-sama. We thank her for her dedication and spirit which continues to watch over us. We give thanks to the strong prayers of the sixth spiritual head, Reverend Hiromichi Konko, who serves at the headquarters daily and continues to pray for the well-being of all people. We also appreciate the Amagi Church and Honolulu Church, which are our grandparent and parent church, and the ministers, followers, and supporters of this church. Please continue to guide us in our daily lives and bless every cell in our body from head to toe. At this time, let us take a moment to reflect upon the many things that are happening throughout the world. Let us extend our prayers for people of the world, our environment, and all living things. In the midst of all that is happening, your blessedness still continues, and so today we give thanksgiving. Silent prayer. Adoration Prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe to our heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe to our heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer to our perfect and deep, living in such gifts of Kami's great giving. How happy and grateful we are. The mediation of Yami Konko Daijin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limits through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami and honor the power of Kami. Shintoku Sanji, page 29. Shintoku Sanji. 仰ぎ祭れば天高く仰ぎ祭れば天高く愚がみ祭れば地は厚し神の恵みに生かされる身の幸い度ありがたき若いき神の恩取りすぎひとひもかくる時のなく天地の神の恩守りとはきしかきの隔てなした慈しみはよろずよにあまねく満ちて果てしなくか計らいは苦しくて人の思 神影をたたえますらん。神の儀礼を仰ぎますらん。いろはいり。Nikama Prayer, page 12. Spirit of those who have gone before us, you are given the gift of life in this past and this living us. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will remember eternally your life retold from generation to generation, honor as foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the spiritual sequence of time, you enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko Daishin, respecting the will of the divine prayer. You have mastered great merit to your faith, to take into the world beyond, and give to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We reveal your last ancestral spirits of our own divine spirits. We beseech you to stand by us each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, and enrich us. Dear Nikama Spirit of the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, deceased family, friends, spirits of the native Hawaiian people and beloved house that have passed. Good morning to all of you. We are gathered here today for our Sunday service in acknowledgement of Kami-sama's blessings and in remembrance of you. We know that you always watch over us and support our well-being and decisions, even more now that you are in Nikama Spirit. You are the foundation of our existence, which enables us to be able to enjoy blessings today. If it were not for you, we would not be where we are right now. We honor your divine spirit and pray for your eternal happiness and peace. Whether through a butterfly, a dream, or a rainbow across the sky, letting us know your presence in these many forms reminds us that your love for us continues. We wish to continue your legacy as an extension of your life and help pass on your good values. And now we take this moment of silence to think about all the other Nikama spirits and their generous love and care for us. Thank you. Silent prayer. Sosen Sanji, page 36. Sosen Sanji, Yoyo no Yawa, Waga Ie no Kami, Waga Kami to Kokoro Tsukushite Itsukimasu Rana, Kokoro Tsukushite Itsukimasu Rana, Toki Miyoya no Kami Dachi yo, Umi no ko no tame ni ie no hashira o shizume tate tamai, Atsuko no tame ni yo no nari wa iyo mamori tasuke tamai, Kakuri yo no mienu sakai ni mashimase けども見つくしみのみ心はうつしよに変わらせたまわずさきみたまのまさきくさきわえたまいくしみたまのくしびにめぐみたまいて志は薪の柱の動きなくなりわいは結ぶ津波のゆるびなく真心清らにハエみつとめしめたまいうからやからやわらぎあいて日にけにうらやすく楽しましめたまいついにうつしよのことを得て神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまい見つくしみをこむらしめたまわんものと神の実りの絶えなるよかしこみかたじけな耳よやの恵みのおぼろげならぬおうれしみ喜び申すことみ心もすずやかにひこしめしたまえと申すあなくしびのみよやのみだまあなくしびのみよやのみだまあなととのみよやの神あなととのみよやの神自動ハギリThe Konko feet are tree. Page 73. Let's read this together. We believe in Tenshi Kami no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder Konko Daijin embraced Kami's revelations and the divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami and our loving character, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. Respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you very much for joining us for our Sunday service. This is a story that I didn't quite get to share with all of you in detail. It's about my trip last year in Los Angeles to attend the Ireicho installation ceremony at JANM, the Japanese American Museum, a National Museum. So I had the great honor and privilege of going to LA last year, September 22nd to 25th, to attend the Ireicho installation ceremony. And the Ireicho Book of Names is like this really thick book full of all these Japanese Americans that got wrongfully incarcerated during World War II in internment camps. So my trip to LA was sponsored by a generous grant given to Reverend Dr. Duncan Lukin Williams for his Ireicho project. And he's a scholar, a writer, and Soto Zen Buddhist priest who is currently a professor of religion and East Asian languages and cultures at the University of Southern California. So I had the honor of meeting him in person as well. He also serves as the director of the USC Shinso Ito Center for Japanese Religions and Culture. So I was sent this invitation. It was all like, it's not a coincidence. It's like a coincidence, but it's like, it must be all, Kami-sama was working with, like, impossible how I was able to receive this invitation. And it started because I did a Hono'uli Uli blessing ceremony a few months before this invitation. And Dr. George Tanabe, do you all know him? He's a really famous person. Talk about religion, professor, it's like Dr. Tanabe Professor. That's how famous he is. So he was at the Hono'uli Uli National Monument when I was performing the ceremony, blessing ceremony. And he actually went there in the same bus, microbus, to be at the soil, at the ground, the actual grounds of Hono'uli Uli to collect soil. And he also collected soil at the Hono'uli, of course, the Hono'uli Uli site, the Sand Island internment campsite, and the immigration center. So 3 different soils from Oahu. And so he was going to mail it back to Reverend Duncan in the mainland. So Dr. Tanabe, after watching me perform the ceremony of Hono'uli Uli, he was like, wow, Edna would be perfect to represent Hono'uli Uli during the Ireicho ceremony at the National Museum in LA. So I guess all the people who have some kind of connections to the each internment campsites they're going to invite. So they invited a few hundred people. And I'm like, wow, I don't feel deserving of this. The one that's more deserving than me to attend this is Todd Sensei. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, I cannot attend this without Todd Sensei. And I was like, oh, Dr. Tanabe, is it okay that we invite Todd Sensei too? And he was like, wow, sure, let me ask Reverend Duncan. And Reverend Duncan was more than welcoming of Todd Sensei to attend. So we both were able to attend this Ireicho ceremony. So I flew to this occasion with Dr. Tanabe to and from LA on the same flight. I sat next to him. And, this man, he used to teach at the University of Hawaii as a religion professor. And while on this trip, I had many opportunities to talk with him, over meals, and it was so interesting. It was like a personal history lesson with the most awesome religion professor in Hawaii. So I was very fortunate. So he talked about his uncle, and they nicknamed him Uncle Primo, and he was in the 100th Battalion during World War II, and Uncle Primo fought in the Monte Cassino in Italy.
And his two grandsons are very interested in Uncle Primo also. And they call them Uncle Primo because he loved to drink the Primo beer. I remember my dad drinking that too. So the way Dr. Tanabe told about his uncle to his grandchildren, his two grandsons, it was so like the visual description was so amazing that he was able to win their hearts, the grandsons' hearts, and they totally respected this Uncle Primo, which they'd never seen in real life before. So every time they would say, "Oh, Grandpa, tell me about Uncle Primo," and he would tell about his heroic actions during the Monte Cassino War in Italy. And as if Uncle Primo single-handedly won the war. That's what the two grandsons believed, and I thought that was so cute. So anyway, they went to Italy earlier last year. So Dr. Tanabe and the family, they went to visit Italy, and they went to Monte Cassino. They visited the place where the Uncle Primo fought in the war. And they thought, oh, it's such a surreal experience. They saw this fenced-off area, and it says, like, do not enter. But they climbed over the fence. It was like, wow, that's amazing. I'm surprised no one caught them. So they climbed over the fence and to look for some kind of artifact. And the grandsons were able to find many hand grenades. Oh my gosh, right? Hand grenades and even one empty mortar bomb. And those mortar bombs, it's like this long. I don't know what they're made out of, but it was empty. And those ones were used to send flyers over to Italy. It's amazing. They sent these mortar bombs that didn't explode, but they had letters in them. So they found those like dud type of mortar bombs, and they decided, oh, I want to take this home to America. But they're like, how? That's impossible. So they thought of like ideas, and they're like, oh, you know what? It looks like a vase. So what they did was they went to like the post office, and they said, this is a vase. It's a really heavy vase, and they even bought fake flowers, and they put it in the vase, put it in a nice box, and wrap it up. So when the people at the post office saw it, they're like, oh yeah, it's a vase. It's an antique vase. And then they passed it. It passed. Well, it didn't contain any gunpowder or anything, so they were okay. But I'm surprised it passed, and they were able to actually mail it back to America. And he showed me a picture, and I was like, wow, this story is so amazing. And he told me about the 100th Battalion that Uncle Primo was in. He said that about 1,400 soldiers were in the battalion that went to the Monte Cassino, and only 500 came back alive. It was mass slaughter, he said. He said if you were a Christian, the dog tag after you died, they had a cross. But if you're a Buddhist, the Buddhist people didn't have any symbol, so they kind of etched it in their dog tag, I am a Buddhist. And that dog tag was at JANM, at the Japanese American Museum of Art. Dr. Tanabe mentioned that the most sacred zone at the Arlington Memorial is the Tomb of the Unknowns, because they sacrificed their lives and their names are not even remembered. It is the most visited marker at Arlington Memorial. So Dr. Tanabe, he took me to the Go for Broke monument in the JANM grounds, and I didn't even know that. I didn't even know about this. And he said, oh, I want to try see if my Uncle Primo's name is on there. And I was like, hey, I remembered, oh, Nakano-san. Remember Mr. Nakano? He was in the 100th Battalion too. So I told him that. I said, oh, I wonder if Mr. Nakano's name is there. He's like, oh, if he was in there, then I'm sure he is. So we went to the monument. And Dr. Tanabe told me that everyone remembers the 442nd because they are the most decorated regiment in U.S. history. Their slogan is known by everyone, right? Everyone knows it, Go for Broke. And then he asked, do you know what the slogan is for the 100th Battalion? And I was like, is it right? You see, not many people know the slogan for the 100th Battalion. And that is, Remember Pearl Harbor. Mm-hmm. He said that the 100th Battalion deserves just as much credit as the 442nd. And when he said that, my heart got so warm. And I felt that Mr. Nakano's spirit must feel recognized and happy. And I feel like he was saying, yes, do you finally understand the deserve that we, the praise that we deserve, the credit we deserve as much as the 442nd. Dr. Tanabe said that the 100th Battalion and the 442nd Memorial Wall is in the grounds of Janam. So he took me there. He wanted to find, of course, not only Uncle Primo, but a few other people. But I was like, oh, I hope I can find Nakano-san, hope I can find Nakano-san. The wall was pretty tall, like maybe up to here. And there were thousands of names. Can you see this?
Wow.
This is a monument. This little tiny lettering, it was like, I'm like this high right here. And there was names all the way up here. So I was like, oh, I hope his name is not all the way up here where I can't even see or touch it, And the electronic database, there was this electronic kiosk right next to it. It was vandalized. So it's like we couldn't look up the names. And I was like, oh no, how are we going to find the names of the people we want to look for? The thousands of names. And I was like, and I put my hands together and I was like, Nakano-san, please let me find you. And I said it out loud. And, it was really hot. There were no clouds in the sky. And then the heat was just beaming down at us. And I said, I'm going to find him no matter what. So I started from one end and Dr. Tanabe started from the other end. And we're like, oh, Nakano-san, 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 where are you, where are you? And then I got only like two or three columns. And then the heat was killing me. And as I put my hands together, I said, oh, Konko-sama, please let me find Nakano-san. Please let Tanabe-san Sensei find the people that he's looking for too. And then at that magic moment, this really good idea came up, and I'm pretty sure Kami-sama gave me that idea. And Kami-sama was like, oh, look online. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. There must be an online database. So I looked. I was like, Janam, National Museum, Go for Broke Museum, name finder. And sure enough, there was a name finder on there. And I was able to find which column, which line Nakano-san was in. And also for Tanabe Sensei too, I was able to find the name, the location, the exact location. And we were able to find the name within 10 minutes. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm so happy. And I felt really like a warm joy in my heart when I found it. Well, this is how it looks like from the front, by the way. And this is the back side of the monument. And I did indeed find Nakano-san's name. And I took a picture of it right here. And Masaru Nakano. Yeah. I thank Kami-sama. I went to the wall and I did a prayer. I was like, oh, thank you, Nakano-san. And also all the thousands of people who sacrificed their lives for our country. Thank you very much. It's because of you that we're able to enjoy the peace that we have right now. We sure have it good. All of us, we sure have it good. I can't imagine what soldiers had to go through during the war. They must have experienced weather extremes, extreme hunger, thirst, fear, sadness, unsanitary conditions, uncomfortable nights and days, swarms of bugs, mosquitoes, constant fear, the constant fear and danger of like, oh, I might die today. That constant fear. How can you live with that constant fear? Think about how fortunate we are. We got a safe home to live in, family and friends that love us, clean water, air, food, a nice clean bathroom, comfortable bed, blanket, pillows, a car to drive in, a phone to use, good health, wealth, everything. We have everything we want. We are so fortunate. So on this Memorial Day, which is tomorrow, let's think about the sacrifices of our veterans and the people who have lost their limbs and died for our country. And some people return with PTSD, which is an invisible battle scar, which continues to ache. Let's pray for them. Think of all the unknown soldiers who lost their lives without even having a dignified funeral, or even their names inscribed on the tombstone. pray for their eternal Mitama salvation. Like if you ever walk near by an unknown grave, because we're going to punch bowl tomorrow, and every time we walk by unknown graves, and I say thank you to them. They need the most recognition, actually. But I know they're the ones who hardly have any flowers or leaves. Of course, it's the people that we remember that we place flowers and leaves, but those are the people that really deserve the respect. Remember all people who passed away before us, not only the veterans, but even our ancestors, our friends. Keep them in our hearts, visit their graves, offer flowers in their honor, offer food at their altar, and communicate with them on a daily basis. Keep them in our hearts, and that's the only way we can keep them immortal. On this Memorial Day, let's keep that in our hearts. Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing your service. Edna mentioned about Mr. Nakano, Masaru Nakano. I remember he was believer. Initially, he was introduced at Konko Church of Konko Mission here, and came over here. And he went to Italy, and he was one of the 500 people who returned home safely. He told us that he always kept Goshimai packet in his body and came back. So even when he was about to pass away, a few days maybe, he always asked us, please give us a Goshimai. So he really depended on Goshimai, treasured Goshimai. And that was one of my memories. Recently, I attended a graduation ceremony at the dome of the sport dome, UH campus. One of the most impressive images I had was the expression of the gratitude shown by the principal of the school. Over 90 valedictorians greeted the principal as they received diploma individually. This could be the greatest successful achievement of the school, including all the staff members of the school. The fruit of the school endeavor is to produce productive students who are to enter into the so-called society of their own from graduation. Within the graduation system and education system, people are educated. When I have with the presence of so many excellent students, I always say to my thoughts about presence of the founder Konko Daishi. Tenchi Kai no Kami did not educate the founder to excel as an Ikiyami Konko Daishi, not given educational system of free. The founder flowed through the divine will, Tenchi Kai no Kami, the life force. The founder evolved as Ikiyami Konko Daishi, the status where Kami acknowledged as the individual who could fulfill Kami's endeavor for the salvation of humanity. The founder's presence was the reward, greatest reward, pride, I'm sure, for the life of Tenchi Kai no Kami. I want to a message for this matter, a message given to Fujimori Kondo, the founder related. I am not an Ikiyami, I am a manual carrier. Pray to Tenchi Kai no Kami. I just immediately request to Kami-sama, said Konko-san. When he went in front of the altar, Kami-sama immediately gave a revelation. Konko Daijin says that he is a manual carrier and that people should pray to Tenchi Kai no Kami. But through Konko Daijin, Tenchi Kai no Kami's blessings can now be received. For thousands of years, Tenchi Kai no Kami has been called a fearful Kami. But through Konko Daijin, Kami has been revealed to the world. Konko Daijin is Kami's savior, even for people. Through Konko Daijin, they can now receive Kami no Kami's blessings. He is the people savior as well. Konko Daijin is a savior for human, Kami and people. Give your request to Konko Daijin. Listening to and obeying what he says is the same as obeying Kami. Follow the words of Konko Daijin well and practice faith. The Konko-sama said, though you have just heard the words Kami-sama said, I am only Kami's caretaker. So even if you give me your request, you will not receive divine blessings. For everything, rely on Tenchi Kai no Kami wholeheartedly. Then a country person came to Hiromai. He prayed to have his high fever cured. In a revelation, trust Konko Daijin. You will receive divine blessings in a week that no cause for why. It continued, Kondo-san, despite what Konko Daijin says, trust Konko Daijin in an emergency. You need not say Tenchi Kai no Kami. Just say Konko Daijin. Please say, then you will immediately receive divine blessings. Quoted from Gorikai number 2, Fujimori Kondo 3. The presence of the founder Konko Daijin is the greatest reward, really prized for Tenchi Kai no Kami. It may sound strange, but this could be the truth. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention.
おかげは心にあり、今月今日で頼み。
biography. Page 124. Third part. Responding to the officers.
Oh, that's one.
Okay. Responding to the officers, Konko Daijin said that he had asked the Wahiawa prefectural government for permission to conduct religious activities and that they had approved his request. He also
Reiterated.
reiterated his loyalty to the government. When asked to see the document, Konko Daijin immediately presented them to the officers. Whereupon one of the officers stated that Konko Daijin should show these
Papers.
papers to the Tamashima village head in order to clarify what he was allowed to do.
On March 2nd, following instructions from the village head, Hagio walked in the snow to the police station. Then the police substation, and finally to the prefectural office in Tamashima. At each location, Hagio informed the officials that Konko Daijin had received certification from the prefectural office. Upon his return, Hagio informed Konko Daijin that the officials stated that Konko Daijin should not pray for people's requests, but only talk and instruct them.
On March 3rd, as requested by the officials, Konko Daijin only delivered teachings to the people who came to the worship hall. Hagio said, Konjin's faith has been banned by the government, so we cannot give people divine reminders. When Konko Daijin stopped distributing the divine reminders, interference from the authorities declined for the time being.
On March 8, 1877, Kami instructed, have your two sons continue making copies of the divine reminders and keep them on hand. Konko Daijin followed Kami's instructions and maintained his beliefs, although he was always being watched by the authorities.
Chapter 7, One with Kami. There were indications from about 1877 that Konko Daijin's physical condition was beginning to weaken. Although he seemed to regain his health each time, following bouts of diarrhea, loss of appetite, headaches, etc., it was not quite a full recovery. In a few years, it would become apparent that his passing was near. However, throughout the final years of his life, Konko Daijin continued to mediate at the worship hall until the final 2 weeks of his life. He also completed 100 days of faith training just prior to his passing, and was able to deepen his faith even more and broaden his understanding of the virtues of God.
On the morning of September 10, 1877, Konko Daijin was suddenly stricken with a serious case of diarrhea, to which he commented how very thankful he was for all the poison being eliminated from his body. He was reassured by Kami that he would not suffer every day. According to Konko Daijin, these words were a blessing from Kami.
About a year and a half later, in February 1879, at the age of 66, he was again stricken with severe case of diarrhea and suffered from hemorrhoids as well. Kami revealed, the toxin in your body will gradually be removed, and you will begin to recover from the 21st of February, although you will still have toxins in your stomachs. They shall continue to be eliminated. People suffer because they do not know how to eliminate toxins from their bodies. Eat whatever you like, without your physical strength, and receive divine blessings. Konko Daijin suffered for more than 10 days, yet he was thankful for these conditions, which he saw as blessings, for they removed the
toxins from his body. はい、
入ってます。押すだけ。押すだけ。おはようございます。ただいまから歌を歌わせていただきます。For Song Page 57、新人の栄光からです。 with a heart caught up without a worry. I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy I feel so within my heart. Still I know, even one as small as I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light going from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. We're down and ready to surrender. When times are hard and it seems so dark, just know each day that I never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swinging arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light glowing from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high, for we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. ありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。See you next time. Please take care of online の方々。
池上
金光大人天地神の神真に願い、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼めい。池上金光大人天地神の神真に願い、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼めい。
Announcement. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, so the Konko missions in Hawaii will be gathering at the Honolulu Church at 8 o'clock a.m. If you don't have a ride, I think you can ride in your van. But we're gonna head to Punch Bowl and visit about more than 40 graves, and we'll go to each grave, recite the Tenchi Kakitsuke, and offer a prayer. So if you would like to join us, it's about 2 hours. Yes, thank you. Yeah, there will be refreshments after, and bring a hat and a water bottle. Another announcement is that we're going to have a KMH Ohana barbecue and beach cleanup again. This will be on Saturday, July 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Haleiwa Ali'i Beach Park. We'll meet by the Jodo Mission side. We'll set up a picnic table there, and we will clean up Mother Earth shorelines for pick up rubbish, and then we'll have a barbecue later on. So we hope you can join us. We have a sign-up sheet. Please message me if you are interested in attending. Oh yeah. Respond by June 25, Sunday, if you'd like to attend. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye, Sensei. I know you're watching.